What is up, YouTube? It is showtime and I am back with yet again another video. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the big man build that has literally been banned for competitive play, wagers, all that other stuff because of how toxic it is. This lineup recently, I've taken a 2-month break. As you guys know, I've been back for like the past week or so, and this lineup has like made a breakthrough, and it's like one of the most broken lineups. Honestly, I've seen it way earlier, before it really became a thing. Now there's a name for it. I guess there's a content creator of some sort named BOOLIN and they name it after him, but I've seen people use this build and this kind of play style like even as early as December, and it's just kind of recently surfaced and people are now realizing that it's probably the most broken way to play the game. How it kind of works is that you play with a 6'4", so your guard is going to be 6'4". He's going to have two-way ability, so he'll be able to score and also play on the ball. On defense, you're gonna have a footer, so 7-footer will sit in the corner, and then who will be playing the hedge is this build that I'm about to show you. And this lineup is so broken for the very reason that the footer doesn't have to hedge. The only thing the footer really has to worry about is guarding the flare from the lockdown in the corner, guarding any off-ball movements, and then on the ball you just have a 6'4" two-way, and then you also have a two-way popper, and it's just broken. There's a reason it's banned, and I'm going to show you guys how to make this exact build. I'm also going to be showing you guys 2 versions of how to make this build all in one video. So hope you guys do enjoy it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So for the position, you guys want to go power forward. The height, you guys want to go 6'7". The weight, you guys want to go 263 pounds. Then for the wingspan, you guys can go ahead max. This is the custom template for the build. We're gonna get straight into how to make the build. Pause the video, slow it down, do whatever you guys got to do. The first version of this build I'm going to show you is probably like the most basic, probably like the safest way to make this build. So I have 2 versions of this build. This version is going to be kind of like the normal way to make it. You could make it a bit different, which is how I'm going to show you in version number 2. So let's just go on with this. So for the standing dunk, you're going to go ahead and go 72 standing dunk. Now for the second version I'm going to show you, you can have this way lower. The standing dunk is really up to you. Some people really want good backdoor abilities, because remember, on this build you'll be sitting corner on offense. Your only job really is to sit corner, shoot threes, possibly flare for a 3, and go for backdoors. Having 72 standing dunk and having rise up bronze is going to make backdoors very OP. You're also 6'7", so you're pretty much uncontestable. And remember, in the corner usually you're going to have either a guard, sometimes a footer will be guarding you, but it's going to be much easier to finish under the basket with that rise up on bronze. You're going to move way quicker than a 7-foot if they are guarding you, so getting under there and being able to finish is easy. If you have a lock or a guard on you, they're not going to be able to really stop you in the paint. So some people value having a high standing dunk with this kind of build. I personally don't care much for it. Like I feel like I can get away with having a lower one, but this is version number 1 for those of you guys who want the higher standing dunk for better backdoor cuts. Now for the 3, you guys want to max that out, and for the mid-range you guys want to go 85. It is important that you guys shooting abilities are up to par. You guys are shooting corner shots. You guys are also going to have to flare. You're going to have to be able to shoot, give yourself the best chance possible. Also having it like this is going to allow you to have access to some of the best jump shot animations in the game, dead eye, all that other good stuff. Make sure this is non-negotiable. Have your shooting 79 3 ball and an 85 mid-range. Also give you the ability to fade. You know, some people are getting really good at shooting like fades, and this is going to allow you to do that. So make sure you guys have it like this. Now for the pass accuracy, this is another part of the build only for version 1. This is very arguable. A lot of people don't put pass accuracy on this build. Some people do. For those of you guys who do want it, this is how you do it. You can only give yourself a 65 pass accuracy. Keep in mind, you're not really ever passing the ball. That's why some people argue you can get away with a lower pass accuracy. I kind of agree with that. You can go as low as like the lowest, like 33, the lowest possible pass accuracy, because all you're doing on this build, you're not really passing. You get the rebound and then you pass it to the guard. You're not really throwing break starters to footers. Footers are not making their way down the court that fast, so you're not throwing like, you know, Hail Marys. You're really just trying to get the ball back to the guard after you grab the defensive rebound. There's really no point in my personal, not no point, but I wouldn't value it. But for those of you guys who do want it anyways, because I see some people in the stage who do want the pass accuracy, if you want it, go ahead and give yourself a 65 pass accuracy. You can even argue this is overkill like I'm saying, but for those of you guys who want it, there it is. Now for the defense, go 85 steal and an 85 perimeter. Now these 2 are also very negotiable. I've seen some people really put heavy emphasis on having high perimeter, high steal. I don't see the point. On defense, all you're doing is guarding the PNR, so all you have to do is hedge. You're not really ever switching. 6'4s have gotten so advanced and they're so good on defense. Rarely do you find yourself being isoed by a guard. It's just important that you hedge and then also get back to the paint on defense for either a lane steal, so if they try and hit the roll, or if you're trying to guard the footer under the basket. So no point really. I see some people have really high perimeter defense. I don't see the point if all you're doing is soft hedging, sometimes maybe even a hard hedge. 85 perimeter defense is going to allow you to do that. And for steal, having that gold interceptor, you're going to be able to play the lane good enough with just an 85 steal. You're only playing the lane on rolls, you know. So in the version number 2 that I'm going to show you in this same video, you're going to get access to a much higher steal. Some people just value having a higher steal, want to play that role even better, which is still nice and OP, but this is just for people who want to make it this way. For the block, you guys can go ahead and go 84 for your block. It's important you guys have paint defense. Remember, you guys are playing the PNR and defense constantly and have to be able to get stops in the paint against footers. Footers are just dominating the game, and that's so you'll be up most of the time. Now with the rebound, this is the whole reason why this build is as broken as it is and why it's banned. What you want to do is you want to have the highest defensive rebound. On the PNR, you're playing the PNR, you also have to be able to get the board. How it works is you really are not even expected to get every board. I mean, you kind of are, but at the same time, even if you don't, how it works is that you need to be able to box out the 7-footer. And then when you box out the 7-footer, the footer who's on your team, who's sitting corner, will swing out the corner and grab the rebound. That's what makes this lineup so frustrating to play with and so broken, because people using this lineup, they're just getting every single rebound. It's almost impossible for the opposing team to ever get a rebound on the defensive end. You can even make it tough for them on the offensive end, swinging out the corner. You know, sometimes the shot clock is going down. The footer and this build can crash for the guard and just get every rebound, and it just gets so frustrating. There's a reason it's banned. So how I'd recommend you do it like this way is going 84. For the second version in this video, you can max it out. I've seen a lot of people max out their offensive too. Remember, you're not really getting a whole lot of offensive rebounds. You're sitting corner. You may want to come out the corner sometimes and crash, but that really doesn't happen because the 7-footer is already going to crash. You're sitting corner for the 3. So having the high offensive is going to be OP, but the high max defensive rebound is not negotiable. It is so broken, and the whole reason why people have even invented this way of playing. Now for the speed, non-negotiable, and the agility has to be as fast as possible. You guys have to be able to hedge. You guys have to be able to flare for a 3 and move quickly off the ball. With the strength, you guys can go 86 and then just add your 5 cap breakers. I'm pretty sure by this time of the year, everybody has access to 5 cap breakers. The reason you're doing that is you're going to put all 5 cap breakers on strength for a 91 strength. That's so you can get access to like box out beast on Hall of Fame, which is very important because on the PNR, you have to be able to box out and get rebounds. You really don't ever need higher than a 91 strength for this kind of build and what you're using it for. You'll never get access to box out beast and badges like box out beast and rebound chaser legend through the build creator. You can using max tier 1 badge perks and all that other stuff, but having an 86 strength, just adding 91 strength is more than enough for what you're trying to accomplish with this build. And last but not least, for the vertical, you can go 90 is the minimum. You need at least a 90 vertical on any build that you're ever trying to get rebounds on, and that's what you're going to get. So this is version number 1 of the build. This is probably the safest way to make the build for a lot of people. This is really just a version that will allow you to have a high pass accuracy, a high standing dunk, you know, lower steal. This is version number 1. So for those of you guys who like the way this build looks, you can make it this way. And now I'm going to move on to version number 2 of how to make this build, which is going to be a little different. It's going to be different in its own way, and it's really going to prioritize your rebounding abilities and make you more true to the BOOLIN in terms of more true to getting rebounds. You're going to stick to the whole reason why you made this build, and this version is going to be just as good and extremely frustrating to play against. Let's not waste any more time and get straight into it. So for this version of the build, the position, the custom template is all going to stay the same. Power forward, 6'7", weight, wingspan, all going to remain the exact same. How we use our ticks and our attributes is going to differ. Now look at the major difference for this build. First thing we're going to do, let's just do what we did before. You have to have max 3-point, have to have an 85 mid-range, same as before. The difference in this one is that you're going to have a lower standing dunk, so you can go with a 55 standing dunk. I've already done the research to get access to all standing dunk animations, or all the major ones that you need. You only need 55, and that's more than enough. You're not going backdoor every single possession. You're going to be able to backdoor with a 55 standing dunk because you'll have the standing dunk animations unlocked, and you're 6'7". This is what some people are doing to save ticks and use it in other categories to make their build more OP, and I can see it. I understand it. I know some people probably prefer having the higher standing dunk, which is why I made version number 1, but this is going to be one of the major differences in this version against the other version that I just recently did show you guys. Your driving dunk will go up to a 65 for this. Driving dunk, not really important. You're not really ever doing driving dunks on this build. Remember, you're sitting corner. back doors, so you're catching the ball into the paint just going up. But this is the driving dunk that you'll get with this setup and how we're going to make this build. Now, like I mentioned, this version, we're going to have no pass accuracy. It's going to actually end up being a 33 pass accuracy. Keep in mind, you're not really ever throwing Hail Marys or passing the ball. You're only passing the ball after you get a defensive rebound, and then you just pass it to the guard. The guard can come straight to you, take it from you, hand it off. Doesn't require a pass accuracy to use this build. Now with the defense, this is where it's going to differ a bit. Perimeter defense is going to remain the same, 85. I really don't see the point in going overkill in perimeter defense because you're only ever really hedging. Not often are you being ISO'd, and even if you're ISO, you can keep up with them long enough until the lock can come back with an 85 perimeter defense. The steal is going to differ. You're going to go 89 steal, and then you guys can put 5 cap breakers on your steal, so you guys can get access to I believe it's interceptor on Hall of Fame. This is for those of you guys who want to be able to play that PNR defense, play that lane a bit better, and be able to have that better lane abilities. It's going to make it tough for defenders, to be honest, or people on the offense. To be honest, you could even switch it out if you want a higher perimeter defense instead of a steal. I personally don't see the point. That's why I'm just going to post this video doing it this way with the higher steal. I would probably, I guess in my personal opinion, I would prefer having the ability to play the lanes better than to have all this overkill perimeter defense just for you to be hedging and not really ever committing to a full switch. Now with the block, you guys have to go 84 once again, so you guys can play proper paint defense against the PNR. And then with the rebound here, it's going to differ a little bit. You're going to max both of them. This is what makes this build so overpowered. Not too much different than the other one. The other one was 84 offensive, this was 87, but having max rebound ability is going to make it so tough. Like, I'm telling you, for those of you guys who haven't played against this yet, you're going to come up against these. I know everyone has by now. Like this is like a universal way of playing the game now, an alternative to just using the traditional lockdown. It is so broken and so frustrating to know that your team can just never really get boards against a footer and this build on the same team. And then with the speed, all the same, all this stuff will stay the same. Your strength will stay the same. You're going to put 86, and you have to put 5 cap breakers there also, so that you guys can get access to 91 strength, which is important for box out beasts on Hall of Fame. And then this is another big major difference. You guys are going to get access to a 95 vertical. Some of you guys be saying, why 95 vertical? Why? It's going to be overkill. You're going to get some insane rebound and animations, and 7-footers are going to have a problem with you boxing them out. Also having this high vertical, also with the 7-foot on your team swinging out the corner for the board. This is just a true dog. So I guess this version is going to be really true to the idea of being more of like a center and having the ability to get rebounds. So this is just 2 ways I came up with how you guys can make the build. We have some extra ticks here. You can throw it on your stand and dunk, and this is pretty much version number 2. There is one more way to make this build, and I believe it's like lower weight and it's more like a lockdown, and we'll get like a higher perimeter defense and a higher steal. I personally, maybe I'll post it. I don't think that way is better than this way in my personal opinion. Who knows, maybe I'll post it if you guys want it anyways. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope you guys appreciate the breakdown and the detail that I went to in the depths of trying to explain why each stat is important and this way of playing the game. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.